Reuse.
Reduce.
Reuse.
Culture changing.
Awesome. Epic.
So, how much do you think you make in donations each time?
Roughly around 100. Last time we made $165, so I'd say like around $200.
And where does the money go?
It goes to Harvest Share.
So it's the Harvest Share and Parry Sound?
Yes.
Okay. People come in when they come in to pick up stuff.
Roughly around 20 to...
This program should start up in other communities.
Definitely.
What do you think that the biggest accomplishment for this program is so far?
You can still get rid of your old stuff, but other people can come and use it.
What percent of the donations would otherwise end up in landfills?
Probably at least 75%.
Okay, so what's some of the stuff that they bring in?
Like plastic toys, which
Okay.
would definitely end up in. A lot of the stuff would just basically everything.
So what do people bring in?
Clothes, toys, baby clothes, yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay. So do they just bring in...
Oh, they brought in like underwear too, and some really weird stuff. Like we sorted through all the stuff. Some people even brought lingerie.
That's definitely what you want to get second. Okay. So why did you first start helping out with this program?
Well, when I first heard about it with Pam, and when I think you brought it up or something. So, yeah, when I heard about it, I thought it was a really good idea, and it sounded fun, and it sounded like a good experience, so, and it was.
Okay. So how many people do you think come up and volunteer?
About 10 or so.
Are they all adults or most of them kids?
It's a good mixture. Mainly kids, though. Well, teenagers, you know.
What would you like to see happen to this program in the future?
For the organizers to be able to say no to some things, because some things were just totally useless and nobody would want to take them.
Like what?
Such as the lingerie. And there was just like some really weird stuff in the first time. There was an old bottle of laundry detergent with nothing in it.
That's useful.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Okay. So do you think that this program should start up in other communities?
Oh yeah. It's totally useful, and it'd be even better in big places like Toronto.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Let's start this program.
It was Megan and Catherine's idea, actually. It was a youth group meeting we had in the summer when not very many people were around. And one of them, we were talking about different events that we could do to help the community. And one of them came up with the name Free Stuff, No Really Free Stuff. And then the idea grew from there. And I don't know which one of them it was. It was one of the two of them. And then we thought we'd try it. And we didn't advertise very much for the first one because I had this colossal fear that everybody would show up with absolute crap, like old couches and junky stuff. So we didn't advertise too much, but it was a success, and people came and took stuff. We had stuff left over, but people did come. People took stuff. We raised money for Harvest Share, so it was a good thing.
What did you guys do with the donations that were left over?
Oh, this is exciting. Okay. So upstairs, last time what we did is we took it to the Mary Street Boutique, which is a store that the churches run once a week, but they made it really clear to us this time that they didn't want anything that we had left over, because last time they were overwhelmed with the stuff, and they have too much stuff now, which is interesting, because I think if we opened it up once a month in a time where people are actually around in the evenings, probably that stuff would go. But as it stands right now, it's open Tuesday afternoons, and I think we could be getting more people in there. So anyway, they wouldn't take it. And then Salvation Army we brought last time, but they didn't want too much stuff there this time, so we didn't take it there yet. But what I'm excited about is we have this pile in the small room in the attic of the church that I see not as a pile of junk, but as a pile of beautiful possibility, as I said in the email earlier today, of things we can do for the community.
Do you see a big future for this program?
Definitely. I mean, if the youth group's still into it and it grows, if we do it 3 times a year, I see it only growing and more people contributing to it. I think the big angle we have to take is that it's for the planet. not for people that have no money at all, because we end up with too much stuff left over if it's just the people with no money coming in and taking stuff. Like, I'm hoping it'll be a cultural change over the next few years. So, I mean, if you guys are into it, I'm hoping it will be a 3-time-a-year thing. When you're not into it, then it will stop.
Okay. So what is one of the biggest accomplishments for the program so far?
The biggest accomplishment for the program is that specifically the people that did come in and take stuff. I mean, yesterday we had people there right at 9 o'clock, and that's the busiest it was, and it was people from the women's shelter, and they took a whack of stuff. They called a cab, filled up the cab, and community living people too. So I think the people that did come and take the stuff were people that were really excited by it, and it made a big difference to them. There weren't as many people as I had hoped coming to take the stuff, but the people that did help, I think it really helped. And I think it just starts to change the culture, right? Because if everybody assumes you have to buy everything, that's what happens. But if our community becomes more of a sharing community, then that gradually makes change. And people that left yesterday that came in were excited about it, and people came and were shopping for other people that they knew who didn't have money. So it's just doing that pay it forward thing. Doing things for
What is the one thing that you really want to see happen to this program in the future?
I want it to like grow bigger. Like we were talking when we first started it, after the first one, to like go into like rent a building or rent like a little storefront out on the main street and try to make it bigger and have like volunteers there all the time so people can come in and like get their stuff or whatever.
So where would you guys be getting these volunteers from?
Like just like you, and we'd get them like for like, you could advertise it and be like students for like grade 12 for graduation or whatever, because we need 40 hours of student volunteers. So you could like get them to come in, and because they volunteer, because you can get a lot more hours than just do 40 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So
So how many times have you helped out with this program?
for like all the time, like this is our second time doing it. So.
And do you have a lot of fun doing it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys have got to get some pretty crazy stuff.
Yes, we get like empty laundry detergent bottles, and like we also get like underwear and stuff like this, and it's just weird.
How much, like, how many people bring in donations, and how many donations do they bring in?
About half of the people actually decide to donate. Last time we got like $160 worth of donations or whatever. So
It's pretty good. And how many people bring in items to donate?
a lot. I didn't really sit there and count every single person, but there was a bunch of people who came in with like garbage bags, cardboard boxes, truckloads, and everything. So there was a lot of people, a lot of stuff.
Okay. And what do most people bring in? You know, all stuff that can be used, or some of it's just junk that needs to be thrown away?
Most of it is, a lot of stuff is that you can reuse it. Some of it's just junk, like the empty laundry detergent bottle. Like, I don't understand what you're going to use that for.
Why did you start helping out with this program?
I started helping out because it was helping people. It was helping the environment, and like to get the community service hours that we need and stuff like that. So I thought it'd just be fun. And
Okay. And so when you hear free stuff, what does it mean to you?
free stuff's just kind of like stuff that people don't want, and like, I don't know, like you can just go in and get whatever you need, and don't take more than what you need, because then you have extra stuff in your house.
What is one thing that you'd really like to see happen in the future?
For it to grow bigger and for more people to like come in and grab stuff that they really need, and not for like, so that they don't like, because if like you get stuff that you don't need, then you just have extra stuff, and there's some people out there that might need it more than you, or like they might need it and you just have it at home and you're not going to use it.
It's like the quote, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Okay.